Impact's best swingman, Johnny Swinger here, with a cheap plug for Going In Raw with Steve and Larson. They're a couple of ham and eggers, never had a Rizat, afraid of Pizzills, drink Ovaltine with Tony Schiavone. They're banned from Swinger's Palace, but they got bills to pay. So tune in to each and every episode. Do it for the Larson family. Do it for the swingman. My family can fend for themselves, Daddy.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found. And, of course, taped live at the Twitch at twitch.tv/Steve and Larson this weekend. Be sure to join us on the YouTubes for AEW Revolution on the 7th. I think that's Sunday.
Sunday the 7th, yeah. I think it starts at 4? 4.
Is the kickoff at 4? Because last night they
so.
said the show itself starts at 5.
Oh, maybe it is at 4. Maybe it starts at 3 then for the kickoff.
It was 8. I mean, according to the women's tournament thing, they said.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Then
thought
start till
previously
8
it was
Eastern. Okay.
Kickoff at 4 and then main show at 5.
No. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think the kickoff's at 4. I think if they
okay.
do a kickoff, yeah,
Sorry.
that's probably going to be.
Okay,
at 4.
so we'll start at 4.
Yeah, assuming they do a kickoff, which they probably will.
Yeah, I
Anyways,
assume so.
That's going to happen. The Enforcer's going to be back from Florida, so that's going to be cool to have him back. I don't know if he's going to be here for the Impact stream. We don't do an Impact stream if Enforcer's not right there, right?
Yeah, it would seem weird to do it without Enforcer.
Yeah, it wouldn't feel right to do it.
He really is the glue that binds those Impact streams together.
Right, exactly. They're insufferable without him. Yeah, it's kind of a quiet weekend on our front here on the Twitch and the YouTubes and stuff because there was no Unsolved Mystery stream because the Enforcer was on vacation. He had by the way, happy birthday, Enforcer.
Yes, happy birthday, Enforcer.
Yeah. So yeah, that should be a lot of fun this coming Sunday. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. So I guess we'll just get right into it. There's a lot of wrestling this weekend.
There was like a lot of wrestling.
Ton of wrestling this weekend.
A lot.
Like we didn't do any reactions to it because it was like Castle Attack was like 2 nights, and then there was the AEW women's thing. We're going to talk about all this stuff on the show today, but first we'll dive into some news. There was a big return this weekend, Larson. Who was it? What happened?
Well, you just kind of alluded to it. So after being away from wrestling for more than a year, Big Cass, now known as Kaz XL, made his return to the ring alongside former tag partner Enzo at a Lariato Pro show over the weekend, and he was looking jacked.
Man. He looked great. He looked absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
huge. So Cass spoke about his return on Twitter, saying, quote, "After a long journey filled with enormous amount of self-reflection, I now start my journey towards redemption. Thank you, Doc Gallows, for the opportunity, and thank you to everyone for continuing to believe in me." And then following his return, Russell Votes tweeted, quote, "Just seeing now that Enzo and Big Cass showed up at a live event last night. Good for them. I know for 100% fact they still have supporters within WWE. No idea if that means anything, though."
Enzo has been a bit on the quiet front during these COVID pandemic times. There was a period of time out of WWE when he seemed to be on a real attention-getting kick.
Yes.
And thankfully that sort of ended. If he just sort of puts in some work and doesn't try to be so, I guess, attention starved, maybe I wouldn't mind seeing them back in the WWE. You know, I mean, I thought that Enzo was like one of the more entertaining guys on the mic. Like, you know, his in-ring ability wasn't all that great, but yeah, I'd be down to see them back. You know, Cass especially. Like, it was really sad to see him fall so far. You know, there was that incident, what was it, like a year or two ago? Well, I guess it was a year now, huh? Where there was some backstage stuff going on. And yeah, he looked amazing. And hopefully he's in a healthy, happy place. And yeah, man, I'd be down to if they did something interesting with those guys, I'd be down for it.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Anyways,
why not?
Also, let's talk about AEW women's tournament action.
Yes, please.
I know you had mentioned off camera that you didn't actually watch the hour-long thing of matches.
Yeah, I caught up on, my free time. I spent catching up on New Japan because there's 2 Castle Attack shows. I was hoping I'd have time to get this into. Unfortunately, I didn't. I read the results. I know you said you watched it, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
So you can fill me in on details as necessary.
I didn't take any notes, but I mean, I figure what we can talk about a little bit more maybe is what happens after this. I will say this: the 6-woman tag match, Mei Suruga, Rin Katakura, Hikaru Shida versus Maki Ito, Veni, and Emi Sakura was outstanding.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. I am just for this match alone, I'm really happy. I really, really like the way AEW handled this women's tournament. I mean, I understand the criticism about them not putting more of these matches, under a brighter spotlight on Dynamite. But I mean, turn on your computer, you can find any of these matches at any time. And that was wildly fun. And so I am glad that for me, and I'm sure a lot of people out there sort of appreciate that they had, they were exposed to these participants because it was really, really fun. So yeah, I would definitely recommend, and that's the match that kicked off that hour of matches on that on the video. Ryo Mizunami, who I didn't know anything about. I didn't know if I even seen any of her matches before, defeated Yuka Sakazaki. I was kind of surprised about this. But I was really pleasantly surprised because from the get-go, from her opening match against Maki Ito, Ryo was a revelation for me. I thought she was absolutely terrific, just chock full of charisma. And this was a really fun match. But yeah, she's moving on to the finals. And then we've got Thunder Rosa defeated Riho to advance to the semifinals against Nyla Rose. A really, really great match. Really, really fun match. I was kind of surprised, like midway. I just watched it this morning. I didn't spoil any of the results for myself. I was kind of surprised because when I was watching this, I was like, oh, this makes sense. Riho, I think the line of succession was Riho, Nyla Rose, and then Hikaru Shida for the AEW women's title. And Riho never really got, okay, well, I got beat by Nyla Rose. Let me get a crack at Hikaru Shida because I think probably COVID probably got in the way or something. I mean, I don't recall if they ever had. I don't think they ever had a title match. They might have had like a regular singles match.
I don't think they had a title match, but I could be wrong.
And so I was like, oh, this makes sense. You're going to do like the first champion against the current champion. That makes sense. But then Thunder Rosa won, and so she's going to take on Nyla Rose next week, or no, tomorrow. Sorry, or today?
Wednesday.
Is it Wednesday?
Yeah, the final is Wednesday, and then the winner of the finals faces Shida at Revolution on Sunday.
Wait a second. The finals of the tournament, because the semifinal, the Thunder Rosa versus Nyla Rose, that's on YouTube. That's going to be on YouTube like today, I think. Or
but then the finals, Tuesday. The winner of that match versus Rio is going to be on
that's
Dynamite
on Dynamite.
On
Yeah. I was referring to Thunder Rosa.
You're talking about the
Thunder Rosa
American
versus Nyla
finals.
Rose.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, it is today. Okay, that is today. So yeah, that'll be interesting. I have no idea. I mean, the obvious answer is, Britt Baker comes out, maybe, if she senses that Thunder Rosa is about to do what she couldn't do, beat Nyla Rose to advance, then I could see that. Maybe I really hope they don't do that. I hope they just play it straight up, Yeah,
I know. Me too.
Part of me wonders if this is my conspiracy theory going here. I'm not big on conspiracy theories, Larson. I used to be before I got weird. Thunder Rosa's already signed to AEW, and she's going to go ahead really deep, maybe even win the title.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be revealed that she signed with AEW.
Could be.
What a great
Thunder
segue
Rosa
to our next story, Larson.
Yes, because Thunder Rosa may still be signed to a contract with the NWA, National Wrestling Alliance. So, of course, with most of this past year,
I'm gonna go to their YouTube really quick, and but while you're reading this story, I want to check out some of their videos on YouTube. Okay.
Sure, go ahead. Good luck with that. So they've been largely dormant over the last year during the pandemic. I know there's a couple episodes of Shockwave, a handful of them that were released. They did some shows in conjunction with UWF. Yeah. Is that the promotion they were doing stuff with?
UWF? What is it? United Wrestling Network?
Yeah, it's probably UWN. That sounds more. And so over the weekend, NWA removed all their videos from the YouTube channel. Steve, can you confirm?
Yeah, they're all gone.
They're all gone.
All of them are
gone.
So
what is going on? What is going on?
They're like Machinima. They got bought out. NWA got bought out by Warner Brothers.
Well, I mean, that's okay. Well, this is what Wrestling Inc. has to say. They're reporting that, quote, the videos were removed because of a new distribution deal that should be announced soon. NWA content will be available through their new partner. Wrestling Inc. continues. Was not told specifically who the new partner is, but we're able to confirm that it's not WWE or AEW. This deal will add some new revenue for the company, which is more than they were making from the ads on their YouTube channel. Because YouTube channel ads don't really pay a ton. You know, if you're putting on a wrestling promotion, subsisting solely on YouTube ad revenue is going to be tough.
Well, okay, so here's the thing about this, though. This is a good thing. Oftentimes, companies will try to say, hey, bring your content over here, and we'll do like a revenue split, in which case there's no guarantee that that's going to be any greater than what you would have been getting. Because some of the videos on the NWA channel were doing pretty well. Now, obviously, that well has probably dried up a little bit, given that, they haven't been all that active, but they would have been getting something. And
they've got something. But
with the promise of filming more stuff too, that would have been revived and would have kickstarted maybe other videos. But yes, this seems like it's financially a more viable option for them. Yeah,
I mean, like if it was a 1 or 2 person operation over there at the NWA, I mean, total. Mm-hmm. I mean, it seemed like based on numbers they're getting, that's a decent amount of money. But if you're trying to operate a wrestling promotion, cost of production, paying your wrestlers, paying your staff, paying your announcers, paying whoever needs to be paid.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're getting millions upon millions upon millions of views per video, it's really not going to cut it.
Yeah.
So anyways, Dave Meltzer offered up some additional details on a recent episode of Wrestling Observer Radio, saying, and these transcripts are from wrestlingnews.co, says, this is the situation with the NWA. I don't know why they pulled all their videos from YouTube, but they're going to be taping from March 21st to March 24th. And I was told that it will come out in the next couple of days, why they did it, and it will be a positive. So hopefully it is. We've both been of the opinion that the more places wrestlers can get paid to wrestle is better for the industry, especially if those places have some sort of distribution for their programming.
Mm-hmm.
More wrestlers making money, more wrestlers creating their brand on a larger level. It's better for the wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we have not seen the last of the NWA. They got something new in the works that will keep them afloat for a long time.
I wonder. I mean, I'm wondering what that could be. Like, I doubt it's a big name. Like
they're getting their own Roku channel.
I don't know how much. I'm legitimately curious. I mean, I know we're probably not going to ever know, but for example, that is what New Japan just did. They put their stuff on a Roku channel. I wonder what the licensing deals are like on Roku.
Don't know.
I mean, well, the thing about Roku also is that, I mean, I'm sure that New Japan probably brokered an actual deal, but if I'm not mistaken, on Roku, you can actually, there's a way you can fairly, because there are some channels on Roku, because you can just order channels, and people can just set up their own channels, and I don't know what the fee is, but I don't, given like some of the stuff, because I was diving kind of deep into Roku back when I had one, and it's like, half of them are defunct because there's so many of them, and
so what you're saying is we can get a Going in Raw channel on Roku.
I think for fairly cheap. I think. And we have enough content, we should do that. But then somebody has to manage it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
For probably nothing.
Intern!
Intern! Start us a Roku channel. All right, before we continue, here's a word from the sponsor of today's show, Raycon. Hey, Larson.
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem like we're both constantly staring at screens, whether it's getting work done at our computers or keeping up with the latest goings-on on our phones? Unplugging from the world is nearly impossible.
That's true, Steve, but I'll tell you, when I'm looking to rest these eyes of mine but still get the content that I need, I put in my Raycon wireless earbuds and catch up on some podcasts, listen to an audiobook, or blast the freshest jams to help fuel my workout.
Yeah, I wear my Raycons when I'm out running, getting my wind sprint on, and I can tell you, these Raycons are built to perform anywhere and anytime. With water and sweat-resistant construction, they feature seamless Bluetooth pairing and offer up enough battery life for 6 hours of playtime.
And Raycon makes awesome audio accessible to everyone with wireless earbuds starting at half the price of other premium audio brands. And they come in a wide range of colorways and always have a comfortable in-ear fit for a more discreet look.
And right now, Raycon's offering 15% off all their products to Going In Raw listeners. And here's what you got to do to get it. Just go to buyraycon.com/raw. That's it. You'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order. So feel free to grab a pair and a spare.
That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/raw. buyraycon.com/raw.
Oh, man. So, yeah, like we mentioned at the head of the show, there was a ton of wrestling this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
New Japan had their Castle Attacks Night 1 and 2. Let's see here. The major beats.
Overall, major beats overall. Sorry. I thought Night 2 was the better of the two shows. I thought pretty much every match on Night 2 was pretty darn fun.
100%.
Whereas Night 1, there's like only 2 decent matches.
The
strap
one of
match
them
was fun, and then Jay White and Ishii was fun. But then the Bullet Club interference is just too much, man. It's too much.
What is it with like? Yeah, that's totally true. I don't think every main event has to be like a 40-minute match.
Agreed.
Like the Jay White versus Ishii went like 15 minutes too long.
It was like 25 minutes. I kind of like the main event Night 2, Naito and Ibushi. They said it went 25 minutes. Didn't feel like it went that long.
You think you think it felt like less than that?
Yeah.
I thought it felt all of its 25 minutes, to be honest with you. Some of that stuff looks so like some of those the deadlift German suplex over, the great thing that Ibushi does over the golly.
Yeah, that
Naito
rough.
just gets dumped on his head and neck always. It's like he likes it or something. No, it was a great match. It was a great match, and it was an interesting story beat because we'll get to the breakdowns of some of these matches in a little bit more detail here. But in the main event of Night 2, of course, Tetsuya Naito took the L against Kota Ibushi. He lost, and the story of this was Tetsuya Naito, who has such a complex relationship with that IWGP Intercontinental Championship, didn't want to see it absorbed Rawgate Mutant style into the heavyweight championship, which is what Kota Ibushi wants to do. Let me save my title. If anybody's going to destroy this thing, it's going to be the guy who literally tried to destroy it, and he came up short. And so, according to a Tokyo Sports report, New Japan Pro Wrestling chairman Naoki Sugabayashi stated that the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental titles will be merged to create the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. The report states that this championship will be considered a new title, replacing the previous heavyweight title, and that there will be a new belt constructed for Ibushi, who will be recognized as the first IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Larson, what are your thoughts on this? Because I'm sort of mixed emotions here.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, the lineage for both those belts is pretty damn impressive. It's pretty impressive. I mean, I know the Intercontinental title's only been around since 2011. It's only a 10-year-old belt.
Yeah.
But you look at the people who held that title, and it's a really damn impressive list. Now, like it's you could make the case, maybe New Japan will, that because one of the joys, especially watching title matches, is that little video montage they run, especially before the heavyweight title matches, where it shows people who've held the belt. You appreciate the history of the title, the lineage of that title. And I guess you could combine the lineages of those two belts into one. So I don't know. I mean, if they're doing it as kind of like a restart, they have some ideas, some fresh ideas they want to go forward with in the future with Kota Ibushi as their guy, their top star. Sure, roll a dice on it. See where it leads. But it's a bittersweet thing. Yeah, because the lineage of both those titles is really impressive.
I don't have
really impressive.
Look, obviously you and I have been covering New Japan since, the Kenny Omega Okada stuff just a couple of years ago. The Intercontinental Championship, it's sort of whatever. It's like it debuted in 2011. I know it had, like you said, it's got some great names behind it. The other title, though, goes back a long way. And I, from what I understand, if Wikipedia is to be believed, there was a break in 1980 something.
Yeah, the lineage of that was weird even up to like the early aughts, though, wasn't it? Because wasn't when Lesnar came to New Japan and Kurt Angle both went over there?
There was
it was kind of weird then too.
There was a weird thing happening there because I think they like split the titles. I don't know. Somebody else would know. Yeah, I read up on that a couple times, but I can't for the life of me remember what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I just think, number one, both those titles, but especially the world title, looks amazing. It looks so nice. And I have no doubt that they're going to come up with something that looks equally as great. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting that they're doing this. I don't know. I don't know what the what the reason here is. I don't really get it.
I'm not sure either.
I mean, why wouldn't you just take I get that because it seems like the US title is gonna be. I don't know. I don't know if Moxley's gonna be on. So Moxley retained. Mm-hmm. Do we even have that in the notes here? Did you watch that?
Yeah,
one?
I made a note of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Which
so
is surprising.
yeah, I mean,
I thought it was pretty much certainty that Kenta was going to get that belt, but
as long as that guy had that title, that briefcase, they had to replace the briefcase. Give him another one. That's how prestigious the briefcase was.
I know.
And then he just loses. Although I like the finish. I do appreciate Kenta's performance down the stretch, especially, with the double middle fingers and basically just screaming at the top of his lungs, F you. And then he eats that Death Rider in spectacular fashion. Yeah, but I was kind of surprised about that. I mean, you would think that the U.S. title would be kind of centric to. I figured it was going to go to Kenta, and he would sort of hold down New Japan Strong, and then spend some time over in Japan, for bigger matches, perhaps on bigger shows.
Yeah,
totally. And maybe the contenders will come out of Strong, and then it'll be defended. When travel restrictions are a bit easier on bigger shows over there, or maybe Mox will show up every couple months and defend it on Strong. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I mean, obviously Tony Khan is willing to bend on I'm sure the exclusivity aspect of the AEW contracts when it pertains to North American television, for the right opportunities. But that's the one thing I always thought was kind of precluding Mox from defending it here in the States on Strong shows. I mean, evidently AEW and New Japan have come to some agreement on that. I wasn't sure if it was a short-term or long-term arrangement, but him winning, it's either they've come to an arrangement to allow him to defend it here in the States on Strong, and then when travel restrictions subside, then he could travel to Japan and defend it there.
Yeah. Seems like it might be a case-by-case type situation.
That seems to be the case.
I mean, everybody's in a bind. And Tony Khan obviously knows what kind of buzz he can get by having some New Japan characters on his show. And so it's like, yeah, why not have him go over to Strong every once in a while and defend it if it means you get people like Kenta on a show, which was a great angle they did.
Yeah, that was great.
So yeah. So anyways, let's talk about Castle Attack a little bit. Night 1, the United Empire.
Today.
Defeated Kojima, Tenzan, Tanahashi. Of course, that was basically sort of laying the final bit of groundwork for Tanahashi versus the Great Okan.
I like there's a story beat in this Night 1 match that played out in Night 2 was Tenzan not be able to do the Mongolian chops. Of course, he lost a match to the Great Okan, was banned from doing it. So this match in Night 1, he was just so tempted. So tempted. Had to stop himself from doing it.
Yeah.
We go to Night 2. We'll get into how that ended up playing out. Tonga Loa needed interference to beat Yoshihashi. At least they did say that Tonga Loa, I don't think, has won the singles match, at least in a while, in New Japan. So explains why he needs help to defeat Yoshihashi, who is, not booked the strongest, although he does kick out.
Hey, man. Hey, 2021 is going to be Yoshihashi's year. I'm telling you. After that performance he had at, was it New Beginning?
Yeah, a tag match. Yeah,
and that tag match where he's getting destroyed the entire time, and then he came back for that pin. I'm telling you, 2021 is going to
commentary during this match was talking about how Yoshihashi, since I think he was a young lion, I think they said 2008, has always, as they put it, never exactly lived up to his potential.
Yeah.
Like, that's the story they're rolling with. This dude who's kind of been, his gimmick's been kind of losing wrestler for the better part of 10 years, more than 10 years, is finally putting it together. And if it pans out, great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm rooting for Yoshihashi. I'm rooting for him, man.
Yeah. After that, Hiroki Goto defeated Tama Tonga. Those two matches leading to a tag title clash on Night 2. A King of Pro Wrestling match. It was a strap match between Yano and Chase Owens. This was quite a bit of fun. They got some comedy in there.
This was
fun.
Were still pretty damn
physical.
It was really long, though. Again, I was like, this is a King of Pro Wrestling match. You're right. It was a physical match. It's a strap match. And there was some physical stuff going on. But by and large, it's all about, Yano doing goofy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so where is that? So this also seems to be setting up a King of Pro Wrestling Provisional Championship versus he has the Texas Heavyweight Championship?
Yeah.
From where? Well, from Texas.
I don't know.
But I'm looking at his. I'm looking at his.
No Wikipedia thing.
I mean, is it an NWA thing? What is this?
It could be.
So you know what? Hey, it looks like Chase Owens has been putting in some work at the gym. He looks a lot, more fit than he did last year or whenever we would see him before. He looks great these days. So hopefully it looks like he's been putting in some work. He really seems to have embraced. He found a spot for himself in this whole King of Pro Wrestling thing.
Yes.
So I hope it pays off for him. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's been doing some fun work. This was a fun match.
Yeah.
After that, Jay White defeated Tomohiro Ishii. This was a fun match. Maybe went a little bit long. Again, too much interference for my taste, but Jay White's great. Main event, Kazuchika Okada defeated Evil. Again, interference. There was a good stretch.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a good stretch where Okada was just working over Evil. It seems like Okada's having a lot of fun right now, so that's always great.
You know what? Okada's having more fun whenever he gets to hang out with Yano. I've noticed that. Because it seemed like night 2 when he had that tag match, it looked like he was having more fun in that than he had in the singles match because he gets to be with Yano, and I think Yano just makes him laugh or something.
Could be. He had a spring in his step, that's for sure. At the conclusion of the night 1 main event, Okada talked about wanting to win the New Japan Cup, get back in the title picture. On to night 2, so it was Jeff Cobb and Will Ospreay of the United Empire
today
versus Tenkozy, Tenzan, and Kojima. The Empire, they made a point of saying that Cobb and Ospreay never worked together in a two-man tag before, and it showed because it was an absolute clown show early on between the two of these guys. They were not on the same page. There's this point in the middle that was great. So Tenzan was getting Mongolian chops from Ospreay and from Cobb, and he says, to hell with it. And he starts doing it. And commentary is like, well, are they going to DQ him? Because he's banned from doing it. Is he going to get fined? Is he going to get suspended?
What is the consequence? They never laid out the consequence for
They never did, but it's kind of funny. And so, in the end, Kojima pinned Jeff Cobb after a cozy lariat.
Patrick Oliva points out it's kind of a gag that Ricky Morton just gave Chase Owens the title. Kevin Kelly said there's no video evidence of Chase winning whatever this Texas championship is.
Oh, that's great.
That is awesome.
That is fantastic.
Is fantastic. I love it.
After that, we had the match you were talking about, 6-man tag team action between Bullet Club and Chaos. You got Jay White, Chase Owens, and Evil versus Okada, Yano, and Ishii. In the end, Chase Owens taps out to Okada's money clip.
Dude,
fun match, though.
The bit where Yano was basically just sort of slapping the back of Evil's head and like dodging him. Who would you rather be at this point, Evil or Chase Owens?
Chase Owens has a title.
He's got a title. He's got a program.
I know.
Evil is kind of like it. Evil was champion. That is still one of the more perplexing things New Japan has done in recent memory.
Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, yeah. I mean, it feels like within the span of about a year, he's gone from being in a pretty stable situation and highly successful one as a member of LIJ. Granted, he couldn't really get any further than tag team championships, but that's a pretty decent place to be. He left. He won the New Japan Cup, won the titles, dropped them a couple months later, and now he's like, he feels like he's in like barely in the mid card now. Barely. Yeah. I know he just had a main event match against Okada, but like the outcome of that was probably never in doubt. Okada was going to win.
It's funny because I always find it like, okay, he's got a match against Okada. Are they going to start? That's why I chose Evil to win at Wrestle Kingdom. He's like he was just champion, and like, okay, they're gonna bring him out. I'm not betting on him again. On anything at all, anything
ever. After that, tag title match. This match was pretty fun. Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi taking on Guerrillas of Destiny. Finish of this saw Tongaloa bring in the ring bell. I think Yoshihashi knocked it out of his hand. The ref is distracted with that. So Jado hits Goto in the back with the kendo stick. Tama Tonga follows with a gun stun to get the win. Guerrillas of Destiny still your tag champions.
What a great comparison. Twinewinder says Evil was in one of the 3 longest term tag teams in New Japan. Now he's New Japan's Baron Corbin. He totally is.
Yeah.
Or Jinder, yeah. Jinder had a longer reign than he did, though.
Yeah. Next, I thought this match was actually pretty solid. Never open weight match between Great Okan and Hiroshi Tanahashi. I thought this is, granted, I haven't seen a whole lot of Great Okan's matches. I thought this is best effort yet.
This was a very, very entertaining match. It wasn't the most drama-filled match, but it was very entertaining. The fact that he's got this thing and Tanahashi like reversed the flow of whatever this is, the claw to the head. I love that stuff.
I like the bit where throughout the match actually where Okan was trying to convince Tsuji to help him.
Yes. And Tsuji was so mixed up, and he just threw the chair to Tanahashi instead, who just sits on it, of course, because he's Tanahashi. Of course, that's what he would do.
It was great. It's fantastic.
Dude, so I am looking forward to following Tsuji's career. That dude has the look of an absolute massive, massive star.
Yep.
He really does.
This latest class of young lions seems to be pretty stacked in terms of talent. Like Umura's great.
Yeah, he is.
I've been really impressed with him. So in the end, Great Okan's going for the eliminator. Tanahashi reverses it into a crucifix pin to get the win.
Yeah.
And afterwards, like Tanahashi's selling the mat. He's beat up. And Great Okan is just beside himself. You see him in the background, and then they put the belt over Tanahashi. He just raises both his. He's still lying down. Raises both his hands in victory. Yeah. And Great Okan just puts his hand over his face and kind of crumples over. It was a good sell. It was really well done.
Over on sorry, keep on going. Yeah, sorry.
Next, junior heavyweight title bout, of course, for the vacant title. LP versus El Desperado versus Bushi. How sad are you that LP didn't come out on top on this?
Very, very. I'm gonna buy a shirt once he gets that title. He's got some good looking merch. However, I understand why they did it, because anniversary's coming up on like Wednesday or Thursday, I think.
Thursday, yeah.
And Desperado and Kota Ibushi have history, or they're using that history that they have to motivate, to add some story to that match anyways. So that's going to be a banger of a match. Desperado's been doing really, really good work
this
lately.
Match was solid.
I think this was good stuff. Yeah, and this was a really solid match. LP, he'll have his crowning moment, man. He'll have his coronation.
At some point, yes. So El Desperado, your new junior heavyweight champion. Then we mentioned already Naito versus Kota Ibushi. Really fun match. Ibushi wins after Kamigoye. Afterwards, El Desperado walks out the ring. He's challenges Kota Ibushi, because usually the anniversary show match is an exhibition. It's the junior heavyweight champ versus the heavyweight champ. No titles are on the line. But Desperado says, "Hey, put those titles up, yeah." And
he's
Kota
got
Ibushi
a really cool voice.
Yeah, he does.
Desperado does.
And Kota says, "Sure." And I believe he said, "You used to suck."
he said you sucked in that match 7 years ago. Yeah. He said, if I recall correctly, you sucked in that match 7 years ago.
That was great.
So yeah, that was good stuff. That'll be a banger of a match. It'll be really good.
That will be. New Japan Cup field was announced. We have to go through the bracket in full. Looking at it here in front of me, kind of feel like we might get Okada and Evil again in the semifinals.
Yeah, it totally seems that way.
And
because
then
we've got, who's okay? Are we going to get an upset in the first round with Great Okan versus Naito? I kind of don't think
possible.
So. You think it's possible?
Well, I think we'll get upset in the first round. I'm not necessarily saying it's going to be Great Okan over Naito.
I'm looking at the brackets here. It looks like it's going to be. Naito versus Evil coming out of that top left bracket. That looks pretty good. And then Evil. If Evil gets past Naito, but I'm not betting on Evil. I'm not betting on him.
Yeah.
I'll bet on him against the winner of Kojima versus Cobb. But then after that, you've got Naito versus Evil. So I don't know, man. Coming out of that side of the bracket, it might be Naito versus Okada, unless they have some great upset. Let's see, Shingo versus Okada.
That'll be good.
The first round match. That'll be really good.
On the other side of the bracket, on the upper right, it looks like. Man, a potential quarterfinal bout, what's before a quarterfinal? Anyway, second round bout between Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. That could be really good. I think Sonata is going to go to the quarterfinals. So maybe Sonata versus Ospreay for the quarterfinals there, and then I still don't know what they're going to do with Sonata. He's won it before, so maybe this is a situation where Will Ospreay can get to the semifinals.
I wouldn't, I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would say Sonata's going to get out of that first match. It's against Ishii.
Anyways, I think Tanahashi's going to win it. Tanahashi versus Kota Ibushi, given the history they've had just recently being tag champs together. I think that could make for a pretty compelling story for Kota Ibushi. Have their title match at Sakura Genesis. That'd be pretty
Sakura
cool.
Genesis, yeah.
Yeah.
That could be cool. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe they'll do a rematch with Jay White. Maybe not.
Could.
I don't know. Did you watch? You watched the Mox Kenta match, right?
I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, though.
It's a good match. There was also the Dirty Daddy, Chris Dickinson.
Yes.
Took on Young Lion Ren Narita. Again, a great class of Young Lions.
Mm-hmm.
But the Dirty Daddy took the L, man. He lost.
Well, I mean, he's not part. I mean, he's wrestling for New Japan Strong, but he's not part of the system. You know?
So people who, I mean, we're establishing a hierarchy here, power ranked, right?
Yeah.
Young Lions are above established names who are not part of the New Japan
Maybe.
brand.
Maybe. I'm just suggesting maybe it's a possibility.
Maybe. Could be.
Maybe.
It was a good match. I really enjoyed that match. They were really strong on chops. I don't know if you saw this. They're really strong on chops. But apparently that pissed off Shibata because backstage he got in Ren Narita's face and said, "That wasn't how you chop. This is how you chop." And he like chopped the shit out of him.
Wow.
Like did the chop like right here, not right here, right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he says, "Got it." And he walked away. Oh,
Get it?
get it? That's not how you chop. This is how you chop.
We got one item here for a Raw preview, but it's a pretty major one. The Miz defends the WWE title against Bobby Lashley tonight. Does Lashley walk away with that title? Yay or nay, Steve?
Yay. Nay. Probably nay.
Nay.
Probably going to happen
Nay.
at Fastlane. If it happens,
it'll
I don't
happen
know.
at
But, man, that title's got to come off of Miz, though.
Oh, yeah,
it'll
sooner
happen
the better.
tonight. Maybe it'll happen tonight. I don't know. I'll be excited. I'll be all about Raw if that happens tonight.
Yeah, same. Not getting my hopes up, though. You want to answer a few questions, yeah?
Yes. Let's do that.
All right. B-Man. Patrick Sparks. Does Shida lose the title at the conclusion of this women's tournament, and why should it be to Thunder Rosa? And who had the highest chance to win on the Japanese side of the bracket?
Mm-hmm.
I assume he means the title from Shida. Who had the best chance of winning the title from Shida? I would assume.
If anybody had a chance to win the title from Shida, it would have been Britt Baker. But I don't think anybody has a chance to win the title from Shida.
Really?
I don't think.
You think if Thunder Rosa wins this tournament, she's not going to beat Shida for that title?
No, I don't. I don't believe so. I
wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Juan Guerrero Jr., Mr. Triple Mania, rename each member of Retribution only using names or terms from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I got one. So T-Bar is now Dapper Dom.
That's great. Ali is now the paterfamilias. I am the goddamn paterfamilias. I'd love to hear him on Raw Talk saying, listen to me. Who hosts Raw Talk? Charlie? Listen,
Yeah,
Charlie. I am the goddamn paterfamilias.
All right.
And then
Mace and Slapjack and Reckoning.
Mace, he's a suitor. and then Slapjack is he's the Bonafides.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. That's good.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
What a great question from Mr. Usually Mr. Triple Mania throws us like a Triple Mania question. He busted on an "Oh brother, where art thou" question. That's awesome.
Mr.
Night by Night says Slapjack is, "We thought you was a toad." All in one phrase. We thought you was a toad.
Oh, that's great. This is a very mod-specific question. Mr. Dopes, power rank the reasons why Patrick doesn't want to join the mods for the Royal Rumble. I don't know any of the backstory there.
I don't know what's going on there, man. That's a YP, not an MP.
Tom Talks Rubbish. Just wanted to shout you guys out for the feedback on my AEW Dynamite reviews on my YouTube channel. Much love, friendos. My question is, who or what inspired you to start your YouTube channel? Getting laid off kind of did. Yeah.
Necessity. We had established it for odds and ends.
Yeah.
I was insistent that we start a YouTube channel because I knew we were going to get laid off at some point. And I was like, that's going to happen. We need to have a home base. And so we sort of just started to put some stuff there. And we had built up a sub base of like 60,000 or so before. It was like maybe it was 40,000. I don't know what it was. So we had
it was like 35. It was like 35, I think.
We had a place to put our stuff when we got started. Yeah. Patrick Sparks, what's your favorite track off OK Computer?
Wow, that's a tough one. So just I can tell you my favorite album track is, so not a single, it's Climbing Up the Walls. That's a really good song, and it's really well put together. Mm-hmm. It might not be my favorite song overall, but it's, of the songs that weren't released as singles.
Mine is No Surprises.
But in terms of favorite song overall, it changes by the day. It could be Lucky. It could be Airbag. It could be Climbing Up the Walls.
You just named like 5 different songs.
Man. It could be Exit Music. That's a really good song, too.
Okay. Let's see here. Greg Morris. Book Charlotte for the next 6 months to help improve her booking since last year.
She sells during her matches.
More moments like she had with her dad.
Yeah.
But not necessarily. But the dad stuff is getting kind of old, so I would say
it is. It just she needs vulnerability. That's what's missing.
No, that's exactly right. Yeah, emotional vulnerability.
Wrestling with Fiction. Hey guys, as someone new to pro wrestling podcasting, what do you think is the best way to make your podcast stand out? Love to hear your thoughts. Hope you guys are having a great day.
Book guests.
Book guests. Yeah. Be true to yourself. Don't try to be something you're not. Don't try to be something that you think is going to appeal to viewers, because if it's not genuine, people will be able to see through that. Just do what interests you. Try to get some guests on. And at the end of the day, it's the personalities behind the shows, I think, that draws people. So
that's really good advice for having the show. But in terms of standing out, like you can never go wrong if you have guests on there. What are you doing over there?
I saw something in my cup. I was trying to see if it was on the bottom, which it was, or on the inside, floating in my water.
Uh-oh.
It's fine.
In your water?
Clean water.
These days, because there are so many wrestling podcasts, to bring eyes to your show where they will discover that you're doing everything Larson just said, never hurts, because all those wrestlers, they all have fans, and they might just retweet your link when you put it out there, and it'll get eyes to your channel. So that's a good way to stand out.
Ever hopeful Knicks fan. Perfect world where Keith Lee is Raw champ, Damian Priest is Universal champ, Lance Archer is AEW champ, and Minoru Suzuki is IWGP champ. Who goes over in a winner-take-all match? It's Keith Lee.
I don't know, man. Archer's kind of a stud, dude. I wouldn't
bet
against
studs.
Archer. Archer might be my face. He might be my face of the Revolution coming up here on the 7th.
Wow.
I'm not sure I'm going to give it to Cody. I might give it to Everybody Dies.
Wow.
Let's see here. Matthew Makovsky says, today is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
He says, my wish is for you guys to answer my question using Zach Gibson's and LA Knight's voice. My questions are, should Roman hold the title for so long he retains at WrestleMania 39, or is that too far away? Also, what is your dream wrestling match that has never happened? Roman Reigns should hold that title till WrestleMania 37, when Zach Gibson challenges him on the grandest stage of all, soon to become WWE's number one. Give me some LA Knight.
Listen here, dummy. Roman should hold on to that title until he faces The Rock, beats The Rock, next pay-per-view, loses the title, and that's just a fact of life.
He's not going to drop it to LA Knight.
LA Knight. As far as a dream wrestling match that's never happened, man, how great would Eddie Guerrero versus Shawn Michaels have been?
Macho Man versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. Ooh,
yeah. I don't know if Eddie Guerrero or Shawn ever had a match. I don't think so, but I knew they were planning a feud for WrestleMania that didn't pan out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. What a great question. Tim Morris. If the 4 horsewomen didn't exist, who would be your alternate universe for horsewomen?
Oh, wow.
Who came in around the same time?
Because like Asuka was the class kind of after.
Yeah.
That same group.
I would put. I'll just do this. Oh, here's my 4 horsewomen.
Okay.
We're a little wonky with the timeline, but it's okay.
All right, that's fine.
The Bellas, Paige, and AJ Lee.
No, all right. Okay. I'll say Asuka, Ember Moon.
Oh, that's good. Ooh, put Shayna in there.
Fine, Shayna. Fine. And, Raquel Gonzalez. That's kind of a 5-year time span there, but whatever.
That's good. I like it.
I'm just trying to do something. If you were able to watch WWE 24 episode in any wrestler or pay-per-view during the Attitude Era, who or what pay-per-view would you choose?
Ah, boy. And then I started watching the Big E Chronicle or 24, whatever. I think it's Chronicle. And it's really good, but I got like 10 minutes into it, and then I was like, man, I still have to watch that AEW thing. And then we got to watch SummerSlam 98 this week, too. Let's see here.
Survivor Series 98, that'd be fascinating.
I would say
24 hours a day of that show.
I would say, yeah, absolutely. I would say, yeah, boy, that's a good one. I'd do Brian Pillman. I'm really looking forward to that. Dark Side.
Yeah,
this year.
Gareth Nicholas, the first Monday in March becomes a federal holiday to honor pro wrestling's finest. You get to choose who the day is named after, living or dead. What grappler do you nominate to celebrate this new 3-day weekend?
Larson, if we're celebrating the finest in wrestling, it's the Kona Reeves Day.
Kona Reeves.
It's Kona Reeves Day.
Maybe I'll nominate Rawgate Mutant.
Oh, I filmed the matches for Steve Book's WrestleMania 1.
Yeah.
Oh, killer. I hope you watch it. It's amazing.
I mean, I probably won't just have the time, but I'll try to.
And a certain mutant from another dimension shows up. Oh, man. It's scary stuff.
I'm kind of scared of you taking liberties with some of the characters we created.
I honor the characters we created. I honor them.
Hugh Longheavy, just in case you haven't watched today's Being the Elite, Kenny got a custom pair of shoes, and he literally called it an attaché case that they came in.
I love it. I hope he lurks on our Unsolved Mysteries streams.
That'd be great. Dalen Dula, recently you started taking a new multivitamin. It seems to give you the energy of your youth, and all that extra energy has led you to take up professional water skiing. What pro wrestler do you ask to drive the speedboat for you as you train for your upcoming tournaments?
Hogan or Beefcake. They both have water experience.
They had a couple accidents on their watercraft, so I don't
know. Well, accidents happen, and you get back on the boat and you keep on going. Yeah, I know they have experience, like Thunder in Paradise, man.
Sadly, I don't have a better answer. Panda Police Club, not a question, but rather a fun fact. Rick Steiner is the current superintendent of the school systems in which I graduated in 2015.
Rick Steiner is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Those superintendents make a ton of money, by the way.
They do. I thought he was doing real estate, too.
I thought he was doing real estate. That dude has got so much money then. Real estate, and he's a superintendent? How does he do it all?
Lord Ziffer, what are your way too soon predictions for the 2 world title matches at WrestleMania 38? So what 2 matches headline WrestleMania in Dallas next year?
Rock. Oh, no. That's going to be the next year. Rock.
Yes,
Roman's
39.
gonna be
You
in
got to wait till
LA.
that.
Yeah. Next year, it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins.
All right.
And then the following year, and then also for the WWE title, it's going to be LA Knight versus Randy Orton. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say Roman versus Big E for the Universal title.
Good.
And then for the WWE title, we'll do Drew versus Karrion Kross.
That's good. That's good. Like
NJWP is being a Grand Slam champion a good thing or a bad thing? Yes, it's good that you won those championships again, but you also have been unable to maintain a top of the card spot.
Oh, it's not a bad thing. I mean, okay,
No,
if you're saying comparatively speaking, would you rather be The Miz or, I don't know, Roman Reigns? I mean, clearly you'd rather be Roman Reigns, but The Miz has had a really long career.
If you get in the wrestling business and your floor is having a career like The Miz, that's a pretty darn good career.
Yeah.
Will Combs, zombies invade your house, and the threat of you and your entire family turning into into undead flesh sacks is seemingly more of a reality. What 4 wrestlers do you call to slay the undead horde? Pick one from AEW, New Japan, Impact, and NXT.
Lance Archer.
Yeah, agreed.
Asuka.
She's not in it's AEW, New Japan, Impact, or NXT.
Oh, wow. Snubbed. Okay.
So Lance Archer, yes. Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah,
Impact.
I feel like Sammy Callahan.
Yeah, I thought
because he's like a deathmatch guy.
Yeah, Sammy, and then
he
NXT.
looks like a character out of a zombie apocalypse movie too. And then
NXT,
what's the other promotion?
Dexter Lumis.
NXT.
Dexter Lumis.
Oh, I don't know that he wouldn't like he can. Yeah, okay. He had like zombies at his house, didn't he? Yeah, that was weird. What a weird mishmash of like genres. Like he's a serial killer, but he has zombies at his house.
Yeah,
I never even thought about that.
Trying to make sense of that anymore.
Never even thought about that.
Combat Kev, if WWE would let you bring back an old pay-per-view, which one would you bring back? What's the one that you could vote on?
Taboo Tuesday.
Yeah, let's do Taboo Tuesday.
Was that or Cyber Monday?
Cyber something, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever one you could vote on. I mean, I know probably the votes were all kayfabe, but nonetheless.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'd go with the Wrestling Classic.
Good.
It's just got a great name to it. Oh, what is this? The Wrestling Classic. That's what I'm doing after WrestleMania 1. I'm booking the Wrestling Classic.
Oh, good. Is it a tournament as well?
No, I think I'm going to bring Money in the Bank to that. It's going to be called Wrestling Classic Money in the Bank.
All right. Tim Owens,
well, I would think, I would be happy for you if you were booking this amazing content on your channel. Always so disappointed in me. I don't like it anymore.
My mind just immediately thinks of way things can go wrong, at least in my estimation.
Yeah, things are already going wrong. Yeah, there's already death at WrestleMania 1.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Tim Owens, how do you think the Peacock deal will change WWE pay-per-views, if at all?
More references to The Office. It's going to be tons of The Office guest stars on there.
Sure.
Kevin.
What's the popular show on NBC right now?
The Office.
Oh, This Is Us.
Oh, God.
Yeah, This Is Us.
This is
crossover.
Us. I want to start doing We Book This Is Us.
I think that's on NBC. I don't even know if that's the case.
It is. I know. All I know about that show is that it deals with flashbacks with Milo Ventimiglia in it. That's all I really know about it. He's got a mustache.
I don't know anything about it.
I think he died at some point. So it's very in line
spoiler
with
alert.
We Book stuff.
Retro Bowl. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is the Big Show versus Shaq match happening?
We'll end on that one. That's a good question.
7.5 right now.
I'll give it a good 5. I think it's possible they won't. Like it's funny because I feel like it's possible they don't want to revisit that stuff, and I think it's possible they do want to revisit that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. Dead Vinny says This Is Us, at least in the first season, has the guy from Heroes. That's Milo. Ventum something or another. Anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll appreciate it. Twitch chat, stick around. We'll hang out for a bit.
Yeah.
Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Help support Going In Raw today by becoming a Friendo Club TV member. You'll get access to new bonus episodes every week, including Friendo Club Arcade, Live Power Rank, Vintage 10 for the Wins, and Ask Steven Larson. Get access to Friendo Club TV today by becoming a $5 and up patron at patreon.com/Steven Larson, by throwing us a sub at twitch.tv/Steven Larson, or by clicking join at youtube.com/Steven Larson.